Nanabush and the Spirit of Winter, retold and illustrated by Daphne Ojig Bevan. Who was Nanabush? When I was a little girl on my reserve, my father and grandfather spent countless hours telling me hundreds of Indian legends that had been passed down from their fathers. They loved to tell the stories, and I loved to listen. Their favorite character was Nanabush, an Indian spirit. Nanabush was the son of the west wind and the great grandson of the moon. This unusual ancestry gave him rather unusual powers. Nanabush's mother died at his birth, and he was raised by Nokomis, his grandmother. Throughout his life, he did many good things, and sometimes rather naughty things. In this respect, he was quite human. I liked Nanabush because he was part human, and being part human, he behaved as humans do, sometimes good and sometimes bad. Many Indian legends teach a moral lesson, and in this series of legends about Nanabush, both elements of Nanabush will appear in the stories. I hope that besides being of entertainment value, the moral truths that were so important to Indians will continue to exist in years to come. Ojig. Nanabush and the Spirit of Winter. This country was not always warm in the summer. At one time, many years ago, all the land was covered with ice and snow. Cold, icy winds blew all day and night. There were many Indians living here, and they kept themselves warm by making clothing out of animal skins. One day, Nanabush, the spirit, asked for a meeting with the chief and leaders of the tribe. "Why is our country so terribly cold?" Nanabush asked. "We do not know," they replied. "All we do know is that the wind and cold always seems to be coming from the north." "There must be a reason for it," said Nanabush. "Who will come north with me to try to find out who sends us all this cold?" "We dare not interfere," replied the chief and leaders. "Some evil spirit must be making our country cold. If we go, he will be even more angry with us." "I am not afraid," said Nanabush. "I will travel north and find out what is going on." "May the Great Spirit protect you. Take care," said the chief. So Nanabush started gathering things together for a long journey. He gathered up herbs, wild rice, and strips of dried meat. He loved to have plenty to eat, especially when he was traveling. Nanabush walked for many days. The wind became stronger and colder, stinging his face as he kept on. Drifts of snow piled up in front of him and made it difficult for him to walk. He was forced to stop at times to rest, but not for very long. He knew he would freeze to death if he went to sleep. After days of travel, he saw a huge creature covered from head to toe with frost and icicles. Cold, icy winds poured out of his mouth and nose. Nanabush found it difficult to stay on his feet. Now, Nanabush was very brave, but he had never before come up against such a powerful creature. "I must not let him know I am afraid," thought Nanabush. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am the Spirit of Winter," replied the giant. "Who are you that dares to invade my land?" "I am Nanabush, the spirit. Listen, for I have much to say to you." "I will listen to what you have to say, Because you seem to be brave, but don't try any tricks, replied the Spirit of Winter. Why do you make this land so cold? Asked Nanabush. Why don't you go to sleep once in a while and let the land warm up? That is really none of your business, Nanabush, said the Spirit. Why shouldn't the land be cold? Because there are Indian men and women and children who live just south of here. Your snorting and blowing is making life hard for them. Ha ha, roared the Spirit of Winter. Why should I care about your people? I enjoy making cold weather. Now, Nanabush realized that he would have to trick the Spirit of Winter. Let's be friends, said Nanabush. What do you have to eat? I'm hungry. I eat snow and ice, grumbled the Spirit of Winter. Help yourself. There's lots of it. No thanks, replied Nanabush. Ice and snow may taste good to you, but I like rice, herbs, and meat. Do rice, herbs, and meat taste good? Asked the Spirit. Yes, very good, replied Nanabush. At that moment, he started a small fire and put on a small pot of rice, herbs, and meat to cook. Perhaps I will use a little of your food, Nanabush said, as he grabbed a handful of snow and put it into the pot. Soon the food was boiling rapidly. That smells very good, said the Spirit of Winter. May I have a taste when it's cooked? Oh, I don't think you would like it, replied Nanabush, and started to stir the food in the pot. Finally, the hot rice, herbs, and meat were cooked, and Nanabush started to eat. Oh my, this is really delicious, he said as he smacked his lips and burped and made it sound very good indeed. All this while the Spirit of Winter watched Nanabush eating. He just couldn't wait any longer. He asked again, How about a little taste? Oh, all right, grumbled Nanabush, and let the Spirit of Winter taste the food. This tastes good, said the giant. May I have some more? I didn't know that I would like hot food. And he went on putting it into his big mouth. Eat all you want, said Nanabush. I can get more for myself later on. Nanabush was happy to see the Spirit eat and didn't want him to stop. As the Spirit of Winter ate the hot food, he began to melt. Suddenly, the Spirit of Winter felt what was happening, and he started to scream at Nanabush. I'm melting away, Nanabush. You have tricked me. But the food tastes so good I can't stop. And the Spirit of Winter went on stuffing himself with the hot food. The cold wind stopped, and the sun became warm for the first time. The snow and ice began to melt everywhere, and spring came to the land for the first time. You got the best of me, Nanabush, whispered the Spirit of Winter. But someday I'll be back to bring cold weather again. Nanabush hurried back to his people to explain why the weather was getting warmer. From that day on, once every year, Nanabush would trick the Spirit of Winter into eating hot food. And then, a few months later, the Spirit of Winter would return, refusing Nanabush's food until it was time for summer again. No longer was the land covered with ice and snow. Winter and summer had been created. Meet you. That's the end. Nanabush and the Spirit of Winter, retold by Daphne Ojig Bevan.